Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. A lot of people, we're talking about trouble today. And there is a saying that the trouble with most of us is that we would rather be ruined by praise than saved by criticism. And I talk about this a lot with how people raise their kids. You know, kid will say, "Look, Mom, look. And they'll bend over and pick something up, and the parent will be like, "Oh, look at you. You're so amazing. Yeah. Just, you know, if you're smart, you'll say, "Boy, stop. Who cares? You're going to be picking stuff up for the rest of your life. Don't even bother me to look at that kind of nonsense." And it's tough love, but you're telling your kid, when you tell me to look, it needs to be something significant. But I think about that in the context of a couple of people. The first one is John McCain. I get asked a lot. I ask this question a lot. What would make John McCain constantly just go again? He's a Republican theoretically, but he's always looking for praise from the other side. And here's my guess. When he gets elected, he pretends to be a Republican. He gets elected, so he says, okay, I can abandon them. Now I'm going to win over this other side. And when I win them over, it's going to make everybody else see that I'm a good guy. And on my other side, they will soften towards me, and then I'll have everybody will love me. That's the complex. Everybody's going to love me. And I always get curious about people that want this adulation from everybody. What is it about that? I mean, look, I've done stand-up, I've done, radio, TV, etc. Yeah, sure, it feels good when people go, that's good stuff. Let me tell you, the best thing that happens to you is when somebody goes, that's not funny. That's not good. Nah. If you're preparing for a set and everybody's just like, yeah, that's the man. Yeah, you the bomb. You're going to go out there and you're going to be the bomb because you're going to bomb. What is the problem with telling somebody, hey, that dress does make you look fat? You ask. It's weird to me that we live in this age where people need to look. I'm not telling you want people beating up on you all the time, but if somebody says, what's my sense of fashion? You go, you don't have a sense of fashion. You go, what? I feel like I dress good. No, you don't. You don't dress well. And you know what? So if somebody tells you that, and then you go and you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go Google what's in, what's fashionable, and I'm going to start building my wardrobe. And then they go to work. Versus just saying, yeah, hey, man, it's your own personal style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you go do your thing, girlfriend. Why would you do that? Why don't you challenge people to improve, to be better? And I'm not, maybe somebody is going to set a fashion trend. You could say this, look, it's not my taste. There are things that I think you look better in that would be more the norm. But if you want to set a fashion trend, go for it. See how it works. But don't blow smoke up their dress, making them feel like, oh, okay, this is going to be the next best thing. Be realistic. People want that. Most of us would rather be ruined by praise than saved by criticism. Criticism will save you. And there are times when you can go against the grain. When I first spoke, I was advised, I went through the speech, I kind of prepped it, and I was advised, I don't know that I would say that. And I remember thinking about the line that I was going to say, and I left it in. And it was a big hit. And I left it in because my gut feel knew it was a big hit. Now the person who was listening to the line was listening to it objectively. And was, of a different personality and said, I would remove that. But I knew my personality, my ability to deliver it, and what I perceived to be the audience, and I left it in, and it went really well. And sometimes you can go against it. But criticism is good. Having somebody check you is good. Believe it or not, I've had many women say to me, I don't like a guy who just lets me go my way. I like a guy that will check me every now and then, like, oh, what did you just say to me? Or no, we're not doing that. Things like that. Gives me that bit of, in music, you call it dissonance. Two notes side by side, they sound like, it doesn't sound good just when you play them together. When you put them in a chord, it is a really beautiful, rich melody. Why am I saying all this? Because John McCain's that way. But Hillary Clinton is worse. Not in the sense of wanting to reach across the aisle. She's worse in the sense that she's so convoluted in who she is. It's the strangest thing. The guy, the Bradford file, he tweeted this. Hillary Clinton, quote, "I take responsibility for every decision I made, but that's not why I lost." And I thought to myself, does she even realize what she said? It is a contradiction. I take responsibility for every decision that I made, which led to the loss rather. But she says, but that's not why I lost. The decisions she made are not why she lost. Now, here's what's interesting to me about this, because I don't know the psychology of it, but I find it very interesting that a woman who from the very beginning was ordained to be the next president of the United States, and here's why I say that. They orchestrated to limit the number of choices. The only person I can even remember besides Bernie Sanders was Martin O'Malley. And on paper, O'Malley might have been the better candidate. 50 plus years old, young guy, good looking guy, former governor of Maryland, I believe. He's got the pedigree. Bernie Sanders is the one who actually should have won it based on what we know now. But let's look at what happens for the Hillary Clinton saying that's not why I lost. She, in conjunction with the DNC, strategized. They wrote the rules in such a way that they got limited numbers of people who would run against her. Nobodies, relative nobodies. She stacked the deck with a crazy old 70-year-old socialist, 70-plus-year-old socialist, and a guy who had as much, O'Malley, for all his things that were positive about him, was you just couldn't listen to him. He was terrible as a candidate. So she was supposed to just walk through that. They orchestrated to get Donald Trump as her candidate. But back to Sanders. She then strategizes. When it gets tough, she has to strategize with the DNC in order to beat Bernie Sanders. And they did it. They were complicit. So Hillary Clinton, it's ordained. She gets into the battle that she's supposed to just walk right through. She doesn't walk right through it. The DNC then says, we'll step in and we'll grease the skids for you. Then she says, let's handpick who we want. So they handpicked Donald Trump. They handpicked him. As much as Donald Trump was responsible in many ways himself, Hillary Clinton orchestrated. I'm telling you, for people that want to say, Kevin, this is about Trump, the Democrats did their very best and they orchestrated for Trump to win, and they got exactly what they wanted. When they got what they wanted, they started building the fake Russian narrative. This was when they started questioning what was going to happen. They started building the fake narrative. In the meantime, Hillary Clinton then gets the support and the help of the President of the United States, who then uses the FBI, the FISA courts, the Department of Justice, etc., to intervene. Now, keep in mind, during this period, what's going on with Hillary Clinton? She's embroiled in an investigation around her emails and the lies around the Clinton Foundation and collusion between the State Department and the Clinton Foundation and a host of other things. Uranium One was there, but it wasn't being mentioned. She had her server hidden down in the basement of her home, basement bathroom closet, had hired a separate IT person, and on and on. You remember this investigation, right? They then get the FBI to work with Hillary Clinton to exonerate her. That same FBI then says, we not only need to exonerate her, we need to make sure that Donald Trump never sees the light of day in terms of being a president and who knows what else. So they decide they're going to collude against Donald Trump. And Hillary Clinton says, I take responsibility for every decision I made, but that's not why I lost. Hillary Clinton was not supposed to lose. Period. I'm trying to figure out why she says this. The only thing I can figure is she's saying, I made sure we dotted every I, crossed every T. I did every crooked thing I could do on the planet. And that's the reason. And I lost because somebody dropped the ball. I was supposed to win. It doesn't matter what my decisions were. I made all the right decisions. I bought the DNC. I made sure Barack Obama weaponized the FBI and the Department of Justice. Remember the tarmac meeting, we talked about it earlier. Hillary Clinton got her husband to commandeer the Department of Justice leader at the time, Attorney General Lynch, to promise her probably this SCOTUS position. That's the theory. She lined everything up. So where did the ball get dropped? I don't know. But you got to question the pathology of a woman who can't admit that she lost against all odds. She was not supposed to lose. That has to be the most embarrassing thing that the Democrats have ever done.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.